Welcome, high-value men. Have you ever wondered if she's secretly falling for you? Women rarely come out and say, "I like you," outright. Instead, their words often carry subtle clues, and if you miss them, you might lose your chance to build something truly meaningful. This video is your ultimate guide to understanding those clues. We're diving into 6 key phrases women say when they're developing feelings for you, each revealing a layer of their emotions. But that's not all. We're also uncovering the common mistakes men make when they notice these signs, because here's the truth: even when the signs are clear, the wrong reaction can sabotage everything. Before we dive in, let me ask you this. Have you ever missed a subtle sign and later realized what it meant? If yes, comment 1 below. If no, comment 0. Let's see how many of you have experienced these moments firsthand. And don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll be equipped to recognize and respond onto these clues like a true high-value man. Let's address the question, why don't women just come out and say how they feel? The answer lies in fear, cultural norms, and emotional vulnerability first. There's fear of rejection. No one enjoys feeling exposed. And women, like anyone else, might hesitate to confess their feelings outright. Dropping subtle hints allows her to test your reaction without risking heartbreak. Second, cultural expectations still play a role. Many women are taught to wait for the man to make the first move, so subtle cues become a safe way to express interest while staying within societal norms. Lastly, vulnerability takes trust. Subtle signs let her share parts of herself without fully exposing her emotions. As a high-value man, recognizing these nuances is your key to connecting with her on a deeper level. Sign 1 what? Phrase 1. I've never told anyone this before. Do you think about when a woman asks you, "What do you think about?" It's more than just casual conversation. This phrase often reveals her curiosity about your values and perspectives, and it's her way of testing if there's deeper compatibility between the two of you. Think about it. She could ask you about your thoughts on anything: a recent movie, a life goal, or even a random topic, like where to travel next. The subject isn't as important as the intention behind the question. By seeking your opinion, she's gauging whether your mindset aligns with hers from a psychological perspective. Alignment in values is a cornerstone of long-term connection. If she's asking you for your thoughts, it means she respects your intellect and wants to understand how you see the world. So how should you respond? The key is to be authentic and engaged. Listen carefully, give her your honest opinion, and avoid dismissing her question even if the topic seems trivial. For instance, if she asks, "What do you think about living in the city versus the countryside?" you might say, "That's an interesting question. I've always loved the energy of the city, but I can see the appeal of a quieter life. What about you?" This kind of response does 3 things. It shows you're thoughtful and open-minded. It invites her to share her perspective. It creates an opportunity for deeper dialogue. When she asks what you think, it's not just about the answer. It's about how you make her feel heard and understood. And trust me, that matters more than you think. Sign 2. You're so. Phrase 2. What do you think about relationships? Different from other guys. When a woman says you're so different from other guys, it's not just a compliment, it's a signal that you stand out in her mind. She sees something unique about you, whether it's your confidence, the way you treat her, or how you carry yourself. This phrase often reflects admiration from a psychological standpoint. It's tied to the halo effect. When someone admires one trait about you, they tend to associate you with other positive qualities in her eyes. You've already set yourself apart from the rest, and she's starting to see you as someone special. So what's the best way to respond? Stay confident but humble, instead of brushing it off or letting it inflate your ego. Acknowledge it with grace. For example, "That's nice of you to say. I just try to be myself from here." You can take the conversation deeper by asking, "What makes you say that?" This does 2 things. It keeps the dialogue flowing naturally. It shows genuine curiosity about her perspective, which strengthens your connection. For instance, she might say, "Most guys only talk about themselves, but you actually listen or you don't try too hard to impress me." And I like that when she tells you that you're different, she's revealing how much she appreciates qualities that others might overlook as a high-value man. Embrace this moment without arrogance. It's her way of saying, you've caught her attention for all the right reasons. Sign 3. I feel safe when I'm phrase 3. I'm so comfortable around you. With you, when a woman says, "I feel safe when I'm with you," it's one of the strongest indicators of trust and emotional connection. This phrase goes beyond physical safety. It reflects her comfort in being herself around you, without fear of judgment from a biological perspective. Feeling safe triggers the release of oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. This creates a deeper sense of connection and emotional security, which are critical for building a lasting relationship. For her, safety isn't just about physical protection, it's about emotional stability, knowing she can rely on you when it matters most. So how do you respond to this powerful phrase? The key is to acknowledge her feelings and reinforce that sense of security. A thoughtful response might be, "That means a lot to me. I want you to always feel safe when you're with me." This simple but heartfelt reply reassures her and strengthens the bond. But don't stop there. Actions speak louder than words. Consistency in your behavior is what truly solidifies that sense of safety. Keep your promises, show respect, and maintain a calm, composed demeanor in challenging situations. Imagine this scenario. You're walking together late at night, and she says, "I always feel safe with you." That's not just a compliment. It's her way of saying you've earned her trust. It's an invitation to keep nurturing that trust through your actions as a high-value man. Providing emotional safety isn't just about what you say. It's about how you make her feel in every interaction. When she feels safe, she's more likely to open up and invest in the relationship. Sign 4, I was thinking. Phrase 4. What's your ideal partner like? About what you said. When a woman says, "I was thinking about what you said," it's a clear sign that your words have left a lasting impression on her. She's not just listening, she's reflecting on your perspective. Even after the conversation ends, this reveals an intellectual and emotional connection from a psychological standpoint. This phrase indicates intellectual compatibility, a key factor in deep relationships. She values the way you think and sees you as someone worth engaging with on a deeper level. Imagine this. You shared a piece of advice or an opinion during a casual conversation. Later, she brings it up saying, "I've been thinking about what you said about staying disciplined, and it really made sense." This isn't just about the topic itself. It's about the fact that she respects your thoughts enough to revisit them. So how should you respond? First, acknowledge her thoughtfulness. A simple reply, like, "I'm glad you found it helpful. What's your take on it?" This not only shows appreciation for her attention, but also invites her to share more, deepening the conversation further. Here's another example. If she says, "I've been thinking about what you said regarding taking risks in life," you could follow up with, "That's great. I'd love to hear your perspective on it. What stood out to you?" When she reflects on your words, it's her way of showing admiration for your mindset as a high-value man. Use this opportunity to build a stronger connection by valuing her thoughts and fostering meaningful dialogue. Sign 5. I told my friend. Phrase 5. I can't stop thinking about what you said. About you. When a woman says, "I told my friend about you," it's a big deal. This isn't just casual conversation. This phrase signals emotional investment and the beginning of her, including you in her world. From a psychological perspective, this reflects social validation, a key factor in romantic attraction. By sharing details about you with her friends, she's not only thinking about you when you're not around, but also seeking their input and approval. It's her way of solidifying her feelings and making you a part of her social narrative. Imagine this scenario. She casually mentions, I was telling my best friend about how thoughtful you were the other day. While it may sound simple, it means you've left such a positive impression that she wants others to know about you. So how should you respond? Show appreciation without overreacting. A confident yet light-hearted reply works best, such as, wow, I hope I left a good impression. This keeps the conversation playful and gives her a chance to share more. You can also follow up with a curious question, what did you tell them about me? Her answer will likely reveal more about how she perceives you and what qualities she admires most when she shares that she's talked about you. It's a sign you're on her mind, even when you're not around as a high-value man. Embrace this as a step toward deeper connection while maintaining your composure and curiosity. Sign 6. I really appreciate. Phrase 6. I feel like I can be myself with you. When a woman says, I really appreciate you, it's not just a casual thank you. It's a heartfelt acknowledgement of the positive impact you've had on her life. This phrase reflects deep gratitude, which is often a precursor to stronger emotional attachment from a psychological perspective. Expressing gratitude is a powerful way to build emotional intimacy. Studies show that appreciation strengthens bonds and fosters trust in relationships. When she tells you she appreciates you, she's recognizing not just what you do, but who you are. Imagine this scenario after you've helped her with a problem. She says, I really appreciate how patient you are with me. This isn't just about the specific action. It's her way of signaling that you make her feel valued and supported. How should you respond? First, acknowledge her words sincerely. A great reply might be, that means a lot to me. I really appreciate you too, especially for insert something specific. For example, I really appreciate you too, especially for how thoughtful you are in our conversations. This response does two things. It reinforces her emotional connection by reciprocating her gratitude. It shows that you pay attention to the qualities that make her special. When a woman expresses her appreciation, it's more than just words. It's an emotional milestone. As a high-value man, responding with sincerity and specificity deepens the connection and creates a foundation for something meaningful. Now that you understand the mistakes signs, let's talk about what not to do when you notice them. Even with the best intentions, some men unintentionally sabotage their chances by reacting the wrong way. Let's break down 3 common mistakes and how you can avoid them as a high-value man. Mistake 1. Over-analyzing her words. She said, I was thinking about what you said. Does that mean she's in love with me or just being polite? What if it's a test? Sound familiar? It's easy to fall into the trap of over-analyzing every word she says, but obsessing over every detail can drive you crazy and worse harm the natural flow of the connection. Instead of trying to decode her every sentence, focus on the bigger picture. Is she consistently engaging with you? Are her actions aligning with her words? These patterns are far more telling than dissecting every phrase. Remember, women value emotional presence over intellectual overthinking. The key here is to trust your instincts, be present, stay grounded, and let the relationship develop organically. Mistake 2. Reacting too strongly. It's natural to feel excited when you notice these signs, but coming on too strong can overwhelm her. For example, if she casually says, I told my friend about you, responding with something like, does this mean you're ready to introduce me to your parents, can create unnecessary pressure. As a high-value man, your response should be calm, confident, and balanced. A light-hearted reply, such as I hope I made a good impression, keeps the mood playful while acknowledging her effort. Avoid rushing the relationship by assuming too much too soon. Remember, women appreciate men who are steady and composed, not those who overreact to every subtle hint. Mistake 3. Taking her feelings for granted. When a woman starts expressing her feelings, some men mistakenly assume the work is done. They stop putting in effort, thinking they've won. But relationships require ongoing care and attention. For example, if she says, I feel safe when I'm with you, it's not a free pass to stop showing up consistently. Trust is built over time, and one careless act can undo everything. Show her you value her feelings by continuing to invest in the connection. Be reliable, attentive, and consistent in your actions. Trust me, this is what sets high-value men apart. Final thought. Avoiding these mistakes is just as important as recognizing the signs. When you approach her feelings with thoughtfulness, patience, and authenticity, you're not only respecting her but also building a foundation for something truly meaningful. Conclusion. Recognizing and responding to emotional cues. Recap the 6 key phrases that reveal a woman is developing feelings for you first. When she asks, what do you think about? She's seeking to connect on a deeper level by valuing your perspective. Second, when she says, you're so different from other guys, she's expressing admiration for your unique qualities. Third, I feel safe when I'm with you signals trust and emotional security, 2 essential pillars of any strong relationship. Next, if she says, I was thinking about what you said, it's a sign that your words have left a lasting impression, showing intellectual compatibility. When she shares, I told my friend about you, it means she's emotionally invested enough to bring you into her world. Finally, I really appreciate you reflects deep gratitude and growing emotional attachment. Recognizing these phrases is your first step toward understanding her feelings. But it's not just about listening, it's about how you respond. A high-value man doesn't overanalyze, overreact, or take her emotions for granted. Instead, he stays present, thoughtful, and intentional, building a connection based on trust and respect. Now here's the challenge for you. Which of these phrases have you heard before? Comment below and share your story. Let us know if you've ever missed these signs or recognized them just in time. And if this video helped you, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to the Stoic Golden Rule for more psychology-backed tips to elevate your relationships. Remember, understanding her emotions is not just about connection. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. See you in the next video.